back on the trail this morning. It's the 5th, let me see, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th of October. We're going to attempt the Mount Abram Trail in western Maine. It's spelled Abraham, but around here we call it Abram. And I say attempt because we've done very little walking and no hiking for about a month, 3 weeks to a month. So at our age, you lose your muscle mass very quickly. So we're attempting Mount Abram on a perfect fall day. Absolutely perfect. It's 46 right now. There's no flies. The summit's supposed to be, watch out for that muddy. Summit's supposed to be 50 to 54 and clear sunshine. So if we make it, we're going to get great views on a spectacular day. It all depends on the knees. So the Mount Abram Trail starts off in the woods, obviously, and is pretty easy for quite a while. Man, we've only done this once, but it was many years ago, and we were much younger. But I seem to remember that you go through the woods, and then all of a sudden, you start going up. And we obviously we're not there yet. We've been walking about 45 minutes. And I was hoping the leaves would be at peak. They are pretty. They're not quite peak yet. And I think this year in 2022, the colors are kind of muted in Maine from what I've seen. But you do have some trees that are obviously quite pretty. But it's just not en masse like it usually is. And we're not peaked yet, so anyway, put this away before I kill my teeth. Another thing I don't remember is crossing this road. This far back. Obviously it's a logging road of some sort, but anyway, doing some photographing. Check these guys out. That's pretty spectacular. The first stream crossing. I don't think there's any others, but irregardless, no bridge. Just gotta make your way across, be careful. Coming up on brook number 2. So let's see what this looks like. The rocks and roots down here are pretty slippery, let alone down by the brook. Oh, it looks kind of small, kind of easy. Oh yeah, piece of cake. There we go. Ta-da! Brook crossing number 3. Ooh, these are slippery. It's pretty. Stream crossing number 4. Ooh, quite a climb so far. We're about to break above tree line for our first view of the day. I'm telling you, the first 2.5 miles of this trail is just a wonderful walk through the woods. Today's no wind, very calm, peaceful. But then you hit this wall and you go up through the evergreens and you start climbing like a bear. There it is. first view. Maybe we are peak up here. And that's the reason we came. The Sugarloaf, of course. I mean, we got probably 1,000 feet of elevation left to gain. And the thing with the Mount Abram Trail is once you get here above tree line, there are many fault summits. So you think, oh, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. And then another, I'm almost there. And you're not almost there. You just put your head down and hike until you start going downhill. Okay, I don't understand this sign. We are most definitely not on the Appalachian Trail. We're probably a mile from it. Maybe Appalachian Trail corridor, maybe. But the corridor is narrower than that. I don't get it. And this is a blue blaze. It's not a white blaze. Up there somewhere is the top, but that is not the top because that's one of those fault summits. Okay, we just topped the first fault summit. And now we're back in scrub brush here. The second fault summit, from what I remember, is up there. I mean, you can't see a dang thing. And you go, man, I'm almost there. But according to my altimeter app, we've got another 400 feet of elevation to gain. So I will tell you that that is not the summit. We shall see. Okay, we're approaching the top of the second fault summit. We went back into the trees and the scrub brush. And you're thinking, oh boy, right around the corner is going to be the summit. But wait for it. There's more, a lot more. It's heartbreaking if you haven't done this before. And this is the top, excuse me, the top of the third fault summit. But that up there is the real summit. I don't know if you can see, there's a couple people up there. Well, we made it to the summit. Made it in 3 hours. I've been talking to some ladies that were up here for about 10 minutes. So we're right on book time. It's spectacular up here. That's Saddleback, the Horn, Saddleback Junior. Over there, I believe that is Spalding. And that is Sugarloaf, of course. And in behind Sugarloaf is one of the Horns. And over to the right of Sugarloaf, you can just see the old man's head, or owl's head, or some kind of head they call it, in the Bigelows, right there. Avery Peak is behind Sugarloaf. And it's just stunning. It has to be peak because of all the oranges. It's a perfect day. I don't have to put on the 3 layers that I brought up here. It's wicked. You can tell by my voice I've been exerting myself, so I'm going to shut up, eat a sandwich, and then we'll head back out.
There are pieces of the old foundation in here.
Yeah, you can see the frame of the old Fire Warden's tower right there. So in case you're wondering where the Appalachian Trail goes, it goes up the backside of Saddleback right there. Goes down in that trough, up over that hump, which is a Horn, down that trough, up over this one in the foreground, which is called Saddleback Junior, goes down in the valley. Then it comes up through here, not necessarily along that ridge, but pretty close to that ridge right there. Right there. And it goes up Spalding. And right before Sugarloaf, that's Spalding. Right before Sugarloaf, it takes a hard left and goes down in the valley behind Spalding, and then up that mountain, which is South Crocker. And then it follows the saddle up to North Crocker Mountain, and then down and it goes down in the valley and hits Route 27. And then it proceeds up over one of the horns to end up on Avery Peak right there. So it's kind of convoluted, but the Appalachian Trail goes over a lot of the peaks you can see from here. So a lot of times you get on a trail like this, and it's difficult going up. Your heart is pounding, you can't catch your breath, your legs are on fire. And then you get to the top, you have a snack or a lunch or whatever, and it's success, right? But there's an old saying that going up is optional, but going down is mandatory. So you find yourself in places like this on the way down, which are very, well, this is quite steep, put it that way. There's a horizon, there's a level. There's where we have to go, down through this loose rocks. That's the angle that we're going at. So, going down sounds easier, but oftentimes it isn't. And it's much more dangerous because you're at the mercy of loose rocks. But God, I can't get over how pretty it is today. It's just the absolute perfect day. Mm-hmm. You can see where they clear cut over there, and some patches stayed evergreen, and then other patches came in hardwood. So it's 3:16 in the afternoon. We left the summit at 12:38, I think it was. Took 3 hours to get up. You expect it to take a little less than 3 hours to get down, and it has. And one thing I always forget to do is to wrap up the video at the end of the hike, so that's what I'm doing now. Come out to this little road. There's the sign I forgot to take a picture of on the way in. Never did see the campsite. But anyway, the trail was a success, 8 miles round trip. It's a ball buster of a hike, but we completed it.